Hey friends, it's your realtor Peter Scout here, Scout Realty, and it's December of 2023, so I want to do this video where we're going to take a look into the future and kind of give some predictions about where we think the real estate market is going to go in Sacramento in 2024. Now granted, we don't have a crystal ball, nobody can tell the future, but there are some major indicators that myself and the other experts, and as I'll get into, some of the big institutions are going to look at as what we can expect going forward. I've made a ton of videos where we have two main indicators that have been fighting against each other. I've been saying it every video, but it's inventory and it's interest rates. Inventory, interest rates. How many homes we have for sale? Well, our interest rates 6%, 7%, 8%. That's really going to drive where home prices go, what the market is going to look like. And we have been fighting that. We've been fighting very low inventory, and we've been fighting high interest rates. Interest rates have come down. In October they were about 8%. Now we're closer to 6.5%. Our inventory stayed anemic. We are an outlier. We're an outlier in the state of California, and we are certainly an outlier nationwide. Sacramento is. And the reason for that is that California has been losing populations. Hundreds of thousands of people are leaving the state. We all know this. But Sacramento has been growing in population because a lot of people come here from other areas of California for more affordability. Sacramento is a desirable place to live. So we have a huge amount of people who move here every year from the Bay Area. I have clients every year who move here from the Bay Area. And I say, hey, what's bringing you to Sacramento? And they say one word: affordability. I can afford to live there. I can afford to buy a house here. Whether they're retirees, they're going to sell their house there for $1.5 million, and they're going to buy something here for $700,000-$800,000, or they just want to buy their first house and they just can't afford $1.5 million house in San Jose. They come to Sacramento, buy something for half of that. And we also get people from Southern California that move up here too. I've had people from Orange County and LA, same thing. They come in here so they can actually buy a house and live here. So that's why we're an outlier. Where a lot of other areas in the state, they're actually gaining inventory, and nationwide, there are a lot of places are actually gaining inventory as those high interest rates have just kind of wiped out affordability. So it's kind of funny. It's not real affordable to live in Sacramento for Sacramentans, but for people who are used to places where the median home price is double, it looks real affordable. So kind of funny outlier there. So let me show you some of what the institutions are saying. This is from Morgan Stanley. Now this is back from October 19th. This is when rates were 8%, and this is titled, "What if mortgage rates stay higher longer?" They said that mortgage rates have reached their highest since 2000. When combined with the resiliency in home prices, the impact on affordability has been severe. The monthly payment and median price home prices. The monthly payment on the median priced home is up 27% over the last year. If mortgage rates were to stay at 8%, affordability deterioration would return to the most severe we have seen in decades. And they go on to say here, in the short term, we think renewed declines in inventory will apply upward pressure to home prices. In the recent research, we've highlighted this dynamic will lead to home prices to finish this year between 0 and 5%. So they're saying that exactly what I said. It really depends on the home prices where they go. Even if rates stay high and inventory stay low, they're expecting prices to go up between 0 and 5% next year. So as we've seen, interest rates have come down from that October peak. Now we're sitting close to about 6.5%. So that's going to have even more demand out there for home buyers, even with the low inventory. And let's see what Bank of America had to say here as well. So this is B of A. This came out just about a couple of weeks ago. They said one of the more interesting battles in the housing market has been the tug of war between inventories and mortgage rates. Higher mortgage rates tend to reduce home prices, yes, while low inventories tend to boost them, of course. Throughout much of 22 and 23, low inventories were winning the battle, so home prices were going up, as the median home price for new single-family homes held steady even as the 30-year mortgages rose from over 3% to 8% recently. And they went on to say that said, there's nascent signs that the tug of war is shifting in the direction of higher mortgage rates beginning to push new home prices lower. So it goes on here. They're talking about inventories. So supply of inventory now stands at 3.6 months. So that, again, is nationwide. And let's see what Sacramento has. Nationwide is 3.6 months. And Sacramento, we are sitting at 1.87 months of inventory. Half the inventory of what the rest of the country is looking at. So this is Sacramento County. Let me show you the region. This is so we're still even region wide, which includes like Yolo County and places like and Yuba County, which have just more rural counties the homes take longer to sell. It's at 2.18. So still, we're dramatically lower than the rest of the country in inventory. So what's going on? What's going to happen with affordability and the housing market? Well, let me show you something else here real quick. So this came out on Business Insider today. The headline is home prices may climb to fresh all-time highs as Fed eyes rate cut and mortgage rates fall. Last month, the Fed came out and said that they are pausing their interest rate hikes, and all the experts are expecting that they're going to actually start cutting rates in the first quarter of 2024. So this is pretty interesting right here. As home prices climb, mortgage rates have been falling at their fastest pace since 2008. That's because the Fed has been eyeing rate cuts next year, setting benchmark bond yields down and lowering borrowing costs for consumers and corporate debt. Mortgage rates have dipped to 6.67% after touching 8% in October for the first time since 2007. But along the easing rates, market experts have been warning about a coming upswing in home prices. Last year, a report from Fitch Ratings said home prices may pick up speed after the Federal Reserve cuts rates next year, with prices edging up by as much as 3%. As real estate mogul Barbara Corcoran has said, the prices would jump higher the minute mortgage rates slid lower by more than 1 percentage point, with buyer demand set to skyrocket as the cost of home loans drop. So, to summarize all of that gobbledygook in there, it depends on what happens. So, if mortgage rates are going to stay low, and what they're expecting here is that they're going to have more cuts in 2024. So that means lower interest rates. That is just going to put a lot more pressure on home buyers, and home prices are likely going to increase 3%, 5%. I would expect that might be even more next year. So I would say let's just go with 5%. So home prices could increase more to 5% as affordability increases as the prices as mortgage rates go down. So it really all depends on these mortgage rates, and that will also hopefully create more inventory in Sacramento area, as well as a lot of people who want to move aren't moving because they didn't want to sell their house with a 3% interest rate only to get a house with a 7% interest rate. So if rates are back down to, let's say, in the 5s, that might say, okay, well, at least it's not 8%. Let's sell this house. Let's get that bigger house with the 4th bedroom and the pool, and we'll just eat that extra rate. But we can still sell our house and make $200,000 in equity there in cash to put into the new house. So really what I'm saying is expect home prices to continue to increase through 2024. It's California, we have a housing crisis. Sacramento is just an outlier here with so many people moving in. So hopefully we get more homes to the market, and we're expecting to see more of that, more homes coming on the market, but I think that's going to be coupled again with more home buyer demand, more people jumping into the market. And so if you're waiting for rates to come down, that might be great, but you might be a trade-off, maybe a higher home price. If you're waiting for prices to come down, you're going to wait a long time. I talked to a guy the other day. He said it's been waiting since 2017 for home prices to come down. I said, how's that worked out for you? He's not so great. Imagine if you actually bought that house in 2017. He'd have $100,000 in equity now, or $150,000, depending on what he bought. So you cannot time the market. Don't try to time the market. If you're thinking about buying a house, if you're thinking about selling a house, talk to an expert like myself. Talk to a lender. And if everything lines up for you, if it's comfortable, it feels like it's a fit, then go for it. Don't expect that you're going to have a better time to buy or sell come May or June or next July. It just does whenever it's working for you. Right now, the holidays, the winter, the market's actually pretty slow. Prices actually tick down a little bit. I think month over month, we're down about 1.5% or something like that. Year over year, I didn't tell you that, we're up about 3% for the region from where we were last year. So prices are still going up, they're still strong, but we'll see what happens in 2024. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have questions, or if you're thinking about buying a house, you're thinking about selling a house, give me a holler. I want to be your real estate resource. Y'all have a happy and prosperous 2024.